here, but we didn't see you around. We didn't hear much of you. You know, things were going on, but you're back in the mix here. You look good. You sound good. I mean, everything is great. We saw you back at the Shake Goodbye thing. I mean, how do you feel about this now that you're back in the spotlight here, getting back in the Mets and everything else? Right. So that 84 season, 85 season that you had, came up in 84. 85, you were as dominant a pitcher as there ever was in the game. Now, I don't know what that feels like, because I'm not that good at anything. Let's be honest. You went out in that mound, you were as confident as you could be. You were breaking off those curveballs, your fastball was blazing. How does that feel? I mean, tell the people out there, how good does that feel when you're at the top level, you're coming out there in a town like New York City to be that good and have such a special season like you have?
Well, one thing is, it's definitely a dream come true. You know, when you're a kid, you dream about playing professional baseball. I started playing baseball, really when I was 7 years old, and did a really to high school, to the majors. But one thing that made it very special was the fans getting involved. Especially, I remember, you know, get 2 strikes in the battle, all the fans standing up cheering for the strikeout. That was what the most out of it.
And speaking of the fans, when you came back to that Shake Goodbye. You know, without question, you got the biggest ovation there. I heard you say before that, you know, you had some tough times there with the Met organization. You tried to come back a couple of times after '94, and they wouldn't have you back. And there were some mixed emotions there when the Mets called you and said, why don't you come back for Shake Goodbye? But when they told you, they said to you, let's do it for the fans. That's what changed your mind. The relationship that you had with the fans in New York, the Met fans and the Yankee fans that night. Talk a little bit about that.
It was just a great deal because when I left the Mets after the '94 season, we also did it with the front office. So I was out in the crowd, and we got joined the Yankees in '96, and you know, good years there, it was a good time doing the big organization. But I hadn't been back to Shea Stadium for 20 years. Right. Since '94. I was there in 2006 Summer Series, and it was a little different. So I got the call to come in last year for Shake Goodbye. I wasn't sure how I was going to set it, not told the fans, but more than the office. But once I got to the beach and got there with the fans, it was just a tremendous feeling. That's the reason why I put it on our audition.
Right. Now, that '86 season, obviously, you win the World Series. You had a couple of tough luck games in the NLCS. I mean, you went against Mike Scott, you went against Nolan Ryan. So you lost those games. You did not have a good World Series, but that didn't mean too much to you that you didn't pitch well in that World Series. What a tremendous thing to have, to get a chance to win a World Series in New York with the Mets. Talk a little bit about that. Did you care that you didn't pitch well in that World Series? It didn't matter, right? I mean, you won the World Series, right?
Well, as long as you win, it's not a big deal, but I just like to pitch well. Through the season, I think I pitched in the '85. Pitched good in the season, but the World Series, the 2 stars, one really well, and it's kind of tough, but once we, won Game 7, we kind of forced everything.
Right.
That's definitely
Now, did you ever look at that Met team and that core that was there and think to yourself, we could have had something more special than what we had? I mean, we had a great championship year. We had one of the great World Series of all time. You brought that championship to the Mets, the first one since '69. They obviously haven't gone back there. But you ever think, you look at that core with you, Darryl, Darling, Amos, and Carter, think we could have had one more there? You ever think about that?
That's a great question. I think about that all the time. You know, the guys that we had, we were really sort of a bunch of young guys, and you can't get anything on. Wasn't really '86. We felt that this was some carried over from the '80s. Like, kind of like the run that the '80s had in the '90s. So we didn't want to share that. For whatever reason, the '80s seems to have, and we took down the club and just bring the team back. Built up the chemistry. I remember that '80s and '90s, we were doing pictures, and just been good with that.
Right, and we all, well documented. We all know about all the field, so we don't need to get the specifics about that. I'm a guy who dwells on the bad times of my life. It's a bad personality trait that I have. But do you ever look back and say, what was I thinking? What was going on there? I shouldn't have done this. Or do you just forget about it and say, I was still one of the great pitchers ever to put on a Met uniform? Do you worry about that? You spend days thinking, I made some bad choices. Do you dwell on that, or do you just forget about that and you move on?
That's pretty good. I think we move on, but that's a question. A lot of times I beat myself over that. I think I don't get into concentration. I'd say probably like after the scored in 2000. I didn't quite that long enough.
What's that? Yeah, it may not. If you have a card, you need a card.
I think a lot of that stuff is pretty much pressure with that. That's the thing that is structure. And it's for the culture and the chance to live a whole life good and bad. So then, you know, 1074. Especially with the kids, families, and I think it's something like I can do something about it. It's so gone. Now I go back to work with kids, like 2 days plus school. That's great. Appreciate it. Now you get the things that they do,
Thank you.
I just wanted to I thought a lot of things were going to be, but I just didn't know how to do it.